Maximizing your time, a blueprint for a fulfilling life. Have you ever looked at the clock and realized hours have slipped by without you accomplishing the things that matter most? It happens to all of us. You start the day with the best intentions, focused, ready to tackle your goals. Yet by the end of it, you feel like you've just been running in circles. You're busy, but not necessarily productive. Sound familiar? Here's a truth that might surprise you. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's how we use that time that truly makes a difference. Some people seem to get so much done, while others are left wondering, how did they do it? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's about making intentional choices about where we place our time and energy. This video is your blueprint to maximizing your time and living a fulfilling life. It's not about cramming more into your schedule, but rather about making smarter, more deliberate choices. Today, we're going to explore how you can regain control of your time, eliminate distractions, and build habits that create lasting productivity. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, or just someone who wants to make the most of every day, this video will give you a simple framework to start with. Let's kick things off with something essential: clarity. When we lack clarity, it's easy to feel like we're just going through the motions. It's as if we're running a race, but we're not sure where the finish line is. If you don't know what you're aiming for, you'll always feel like you're spinning your wheels, constantly reacting instead of proactively moving forward. Clarity begins with defining what really matters to you. I want you to take a moment to think about this. What would a fulfilling day look like for you? Is it finishing a major project? Spending quality time with loved ones? Or maybe it's carving out time for personal growth. The more specific you can get, the better. Once you've identified these key priorities, your time becomes a tool to support them. Here's the good news. Once you have clarity, your priorities become your guide. You don't have to constantly question how to spend your time because it's clear what deserves your attention. And this leads to our next point: prioritization. Prioritizing isn't just about making a to-do list. It's about deciding what to say yes to, and just as importantly, what to say no to. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of daily demands. Someone asks for your help, a new task pops up, or an unexpected event disrupts your routine. But when you know what truly matters, you're able to make those choices confidently. Saying no doesn't mean you're being rude or unhelpful. It means you're protecting your time for the things that will make the biggest impact in your life. Think about it. How many times have you agreed to do something just because you felt obligated, even though you knew it wasn't aligned with your goals? It happens, right? But here's the thing. Every yes you give to something that isn't important is a no to something that could move you closer to the life you want. Start by identifying your top 3 priorities each day. Focus on those first. No more getting lost in a sea of minor tasks or distractions. It's like having a roadmap for your day. And just like any road trip, you don't know your destination, you'll end up wasting a lot of time and energy. Now let's talk about boundaries. Another game changer when it comes to maximizing your time. I know boundaries can sometimes feel like a tricky concept. We don't want to disappoint people, and saying no doesn't always feel easy, especially if you're the type of person who's always there for others. But here's the truth. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's not about being selfish. It's about protecting your time so you can be the best version of yourself for both you and the people who matter most. Think about your day as a glass. If it's already full, there's no room for anything new. But too often, we're adding things to that glass without realizing we're overfilling it. When you set boundaries, you're choosing to pour out the things that aren't serving you and only leaving space for the things that truly matter. Let's be real. Distractions are everywhere. Between the constant buzz of notifications, the temptation of scrolling on social media, or the endless stream of emails, it can feel like there's always something pulling you in a new direction. But when you've set clear boundaries, you can make conscious decisions about where you spend your time. You'll find yourself saying no more often, whether it's to distractions or even to well-meaning requests that don't align with your priorities. One of the most powerful ways to establish boundaries is by creating structured time blocks for specific activities. For example, if you know that your most productive work happens in the morning, block that time off for deep work. No emails, no meetings, just focused effort. Likewise, set aside specific times in your day for breaks, relaxation, and personal time. This not only helps you stay on track, but also ensures that you're giving each area of your life the attention it deserves. And it's not just about protecting your time from outside sources. Protect your time from yourself. It's so easy to get sucked into unproductive habits or just waste time on things that don't bring you any closer to your goals. How often have you sat down to work on something important, only to realize an hour has passed and you've been mindlessly checking your phone? Yep, guilty as charged. But when you set boundaries around your own distractions, like limiting how often you check social media or turning off notifications during focused work time, you create the space needed to truly maximize your time. You see, all of these elements, clarity, prioritization, and boundaries, are the building blocks for creating a fulfilling life. They give you a framework to not only get things done, but to get the right things done. They help you focus on what really matters and stop wasting time on the things that don't. But here's the kicker. It's not just about time management in the traditional sense. It's about creating a life that feels intentional, meaningful, and aligned with your values. When you have the clarity to know what you want, the courage to prioritize it, and the strength to set boundaries, you create room for the kind of life you've always dreamed of. The best part? It's not about making huge, drastic changes overnight. These small, deliberate shifts over time add up to something truly powerful. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. Each time you say yes to something that aligns with your goals and no to something that doesn't, you're taking control of your time and your life. And that's what this blueprint is all about. Creating a fulfilling life that's rich with purpose and joy. Not because you're trying to fit everything in, but because you're making intentional choices that support your biggest dreams. Now take a moment and think about where you are today. What's one area in your life where you can apply these principles? Maybe it's setting clearer boundaries at work, or carving out time for a passion project you've been putting off. Whatever it is, remember, every small step you take toward living more intentionally brings you closer to a life that feels truly fulfilling. As we continue down this path toward maximizing your time, there's one more principle we need to explore: the power of consistency. It might sound simple, but trust me, consistency is what ties everything together. Think about it. There's a big difference between setting goals and actually following through on them. We've all been there, right? We get excited, write down our goals, and make plans to work on them. But then life happens, and suddenly those goals get pushed aside. Or maybe you're stuck in the cycle of feeling motivated for a few days, only to fall back into old habits. Here's the truth. Small, consistent actions are what make lasting change. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's not enough to have clarity, prioritize well, and set boundaries if you're not taking consistent, daily action toward your goals. Consistency doesn't mean doing everything perfectly or all at once. It means showing up every day, even if it's just for a few minutes, and making progress, no matter how small. Let's break it down with a simple example. Have you ever set a fitness goal? Maybe you promised yourself you'd work out more often, and at first you felt motivated. You hit the gym for a couple of days, but then life got busy and the momentum slowed. Instead of seeing the goal as a massive mountain to climb, think about it as a series of small steps. A 15-minute workout is better than nothing at all. It's these small actions, repeated over time, that add up to real results. In the same way, when it comes to managing your time, don't stress about achieving perfection. Focus on creating a habit. The key here is start small and build momentum. Just like any new habit, it'll take time for it to feel natural. But over time, that consistency becomes effortless. Whether it's spending an hour every morning on deep work, setting aside 20 minutes for journaling, or making time for a hobby you love, these small moments of dedication build a snowball effect. Now, I know it can feel overwhelming at first. You might be thinking, how do I stay consistent with so many things to juggle? The answer lies in starting simple. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire routine at once, choose one thing you can do consistently and commit to it. Maybe it's blocking out a specific time each day to focus solely on your most important task. Or perhaps it's creating a nightly ritual that helps you wind down so you wake up refreshed and ready to start the next day with intention. Consistency doesn't have to mean that you're working non-stop every day. In fact, rest and recovery are just as crucial as productivity. Your brain needs time to recharge, so don't feel guilty about taking breaks. The idea is to find balance, working hard when it's time to focus, and resting when you need to replenish your energy. If you're not taking care of your body and mind, you won't have the energy to focus and be productive in the long run. A helpful strategy here is the 2-minute rule. If something can be done in 2 minutes or less, do it right away. This simple rule helps eliminate procrastination and keeps small tasks from piling up into overwhelming piles of clutter. If you're working on a big project, breaking it down into smaller chunks that take only a couple of minutes to complete can make the entire process feel less daunting. And as those tasks add up, you'll start feeling that momentum shift toward progress. Now, here's something important to remember. Consistency also means being kind to yourself on the days when things don't go as planned. Life isn't perfect, and we all face setbacks. The key is to not let those moments derail you entirely. If you miss a day or fall short of your goals, don't beat yourself up. Instead, look at it as a lesson and a chance to course correct. And don't forget the importance of celebrating small wins. The more you acknowledge the progress you make, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. This could be something as simple as acknowledging that you completed your daily time blocking, or that you got through a difficult project without distractions. Small wins keep you motivated and reaffirm that the time you're investing is paying off. So here's the bottom line. Maximizing your time is all about clarity, prioritization, boundaries, and consistency. When you make small, intentional changes in these areas, you unlock the potential to create a life that feels truly fulfilling. It's about progress, not perfection. The goal isn't to pack your day with endless tasks, but to focus on the right things and take consistent action toward them. I encourage you to think about where you can apply these principles in your own life. Maybe it's refining your daily habits, or maybe it's simply taking a step back and deciding what really matters most. The power is in your hands. You have the tools, and now it's time to use them to create a life that's not just about being busy, but about being purposeful with your time. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Share your thoughts, struggles, and wins in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're making the most of your time. Don't forget to like the video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more content that helps you live a more intentional, fulfilling life. You've got this. Now go out there and make today count.